Hey guys, Mike here. So, man, Cathie Woods is selling her stocks like hotcakes. And then, of course, she's taking it and she's rolling it into her core position. So, of course, the question is, which ones is she basically almost rolled completely out of? Which ones is she buying? And then she made one surprising purchase on Friday, which caught me off guard, and then bought again yesterday. And I don't know how it fits into the Ark's theme of innovation, but love to get your opinion on that one. But it does show even she can go maybe even defensive or something, or she sees a good buy, And so let's go ahead and get into what Cathie Woods is actually thinking and her plan here. And she's, not hiding it at all, guys. She's not hiding anything from us.
Pullback. Do you actually welcome that as a long-term buying opportunity for a lot of the stocks you love, or are you feeling the heat a little bit?
Oh, I love this setup. From our point of view, 5-year time horizon, nothing has changed except the price, and therefore the return, which at the peak of the market and of our strategy in mid-February, we expected a compound annual rate of return of 15% on average per year from our strategies. Now that the prices are down, that number is somewhere in the 25 to 30% range.
And so this is what Cathie Woods thrives in, right, guys? She likes to buy really low and then sell really high. And so obviously most of the stocks she owns have been absolutely beat down, just like most of ours has. And so she's been loading up on some of these deals and then just throwing some of them in the trash, right? With her Ark Invest ETFs, I mean, this is I got 5 of them up here for you, and you can see on the 6 month, this is when the sell started right here, and absolutely just got destroyed. Some of them are down 30%. Some of them are even down upwards of 40 to 50%. Look at the monthly here, and you can see absolutely going down. Then the 5 days start to see a little life in it, right? As the high growth stocks start to kind of perform a little better. And then, this is just an example right here of just one of the emails I get. I put out an Excel spreadsheet because one thing, they've gotten a whole lot longer. They used to not be this long with this many buys, this many sells. It almost looks like when I started looking through it that she is doing either a lot more swing trading, even when I was looking at the details of every day for some of these stocks, or she's getting in and out of positions faster, but then she's also just totally getting out of some positions, which are very popular positions she had touted for a long time. But it just goes to show she does not fall in love with any company, okay? And so if we look, one of her core positions, everybody knows Palantir. I mean, she has just been all over this one. And if you look right here, she basically had no Palantir shares until February 18th, after the sell-off has started. She's gone from 5 million to 22 million shares of Palantir. And Ark K has another 5.8 million sitting there in Ark W. So roughly 8 million shares of Palantir. I mean, a massive investment. She just keeps on buying. I'm talking about big purchases for this one right here. And then you look at Coinbase, and this is another core position she's building out. I mean, they've built this one up from 512,000 shares from the IPO to 2.5 million shares in the Ark K fund. Has another 692,000 in Ark W, and then another 426,000 in their Ark F. So she's fell in love with this stock. And then of course SKILZ. I mean, this one right here has been some massive purchasing going on, from 4 million to 15 million shares in the Ark K fund. And then in Ark W, she has another 7.6 million, so basically 23 million shares. She has been, I'm talking about huge purchases of over 1 million shares some days. It's unbelievable to see that, and it must be nice to have that kind of money. But this one's moved way up the board. Butterfly is another one, BFLY. She's built this one up to around, She built this one up to 7.5 million shares now in her Ark Genomics fund, so she loves this stock right here. Then you look at DraftKings, and we all know how she feels about DraftKings. She's built this one up to 7.3 million, especially as it's been selling off. Got another 2.1 million in Ark W. Got another 845,000 sitting there in Ark F. And so she is loading up as this stock has just been selling off like crazy, which I was surprised to see actually. But yeah, she's loving life on that one. And Twitter's another one she's fell in love with, going from 937,000 shares to 5.8 million in the Ark K. Got around 4.3 million sitting in Ark W. So she's fell in love with Twitter. starting to build that position out. And then of course Teledog, she's always been in love with this one. This one here is actually built up to 8.5 million because this one's been cut in half, right? And so then she got another 5 million basically, or actually yeah, about 5.6 million in the other three funds. And so I mean, you know, this one was just blown away. I think almost 50% down at one point in time. And so she's loading the boat. She's not giving up on that one. And of course, the big question is, how is she funding all these massive purchases, right? Well, there's two things. One, don't let anybody fool you about the outflows and inflows. She did an interview, that same interview I showed you, where they said, oh, you got a lot of outflows going on. Well, I just read that, I mean, they got plenty of inflows coming in right now once the panic kind of subsided. Especially once the funds got so low and cut in half from 30 to 50%, people thought it was a bargain, started buying in. And two, she's selling off other, what used to be kind of core positions, and using that money to move it into these positions. Same thing we've kind of been doing, right? Where I'm selling off positions that aren't really, you know, some one I really truly believe in 100% or whatever, or long term, and I just roll it into the ones like Palantir and things like that. And so now let's look at the position she's absolutely just throwing overboard, basically. So one of them is PSTG, and I don't know a whole lot about this company, but she has sold a massive amount of shares in this one, as you can see. And so I think she's cut her position just about in half. And so, you know, that's just one of the ones. Yeah, she's pretty much cut her position in half, as you can see by the numbers. And then the big one's Workhorse. I mean, remember, you think she was in love with this company, but look how many shares she has left in the ARKQ fund now. And the funny thing was, she was building it up. Coming up through April and May, she was building it up. And boy, she just went ahead and plowed and sold them all. I mean, she literally was down to 27,000 shares in ARKQ and 1,800 shares in the ARKX. I mean, I don't know if she's going to zero them out or whatever, but man, she just said the heck with that stock. And then the other one is Virgin Galactic. You know, she used to tout this one too, and she was building this one up too. She was going through March, building it up, going through April, and then at the end of April, all of a sudden she started selling off, and then come May, she just said, we're out of here. She only got 7,600 shares left in ARKQ, 346 shares left in ARKX, which is the space ETFs. I assume she's going to just sell it all out and replace that one in the fund. And then, of course, she's selling Apple. You know, she's down to a whopping 2,702 shares as of yesterday in this one. So she's selling out of Apple, which is a lot of money. And then SNPS, another I'm not too familiar with, but basically she's almost sold completely out of this one. 1,000 ARKQ, ARKX, she's got around 25,000 left. So not much going on for SNPS. And then just to show you, she can kind of go, if you want to call it a defensive player, whatever you want to call it, she bought into Disney Friday. She bought 150,000 shares, you know, and then of course come Monday, she sold some of the shares. So that was kind of interesting play. I don't really know how it plays into ARK. I don't know, maybe you can educate me on that one, but I don't see it as being this huge innovative like thing that's going to like, I don't know, grow 30% every year. Maybe it does. I own it. I hope she's right on that. But the one that surprised me the most, I figured she would be loading the boat on when it came down so much, and it's kind of had somewhat good news, is Nano Dimensions, which you can see, I mean, she's actually decreased her shares in ARKQ as she built them up to 8 million. ARKW, she's actually started to decrease in May again. She did build it up 7.9. I don't know what happened in the 3D print. She just basically went from 1.9 million to 202,000. And then the Israeli fund, she hadn't done much, sold a few thousand shares as she doubled it coming into May. But she just hadn't been loading the boat on Nano Dimensions like she has these other ones, even with that major sell-off and pullback in the stock. And it kind of surprised me, especially now they're making acquisitions. I don't know if she's just not happy with the acquisitions. I don't know. Or why she started selling off in May, if she's just trying to take some profit as it moved up a little bit. Or she knows something coming down the pipeline. I'm not sure on that one, but I'm just curious to know, you know, I haven't done one of, you know, a video on ARK in a while, and I keep getting the emails for the daily purchases and stuff, and I just kept noticing they kept getting longer and longer on the buys and sells, right? And it seemed like they're moving in and out of positions much faster. When I look through Lucid Tracking, which you hadn't got or anything, you can use the link down at the bottom of the description there. It's a good, you know, website to use. Obviously, tell it's very detailed if you want to track ARK and stuff, and so when I started looking into it, you can tell the greens are buys, the red are sells, and just a lot more, you know, green, red. I was noticing on a lot of the stocks I was looking at that they own. And so, you know, I don't know what they're doing, but you know, it's kind of that's basically what I'm doing. Is what a lot of people are doing in this market. People are taking profits a lot faster because you just don't know right now, especially with all the questions. You know, and she's even talked about inflation. How she said, you know, she thinks it's going to top out around May, June, and then level out for a while, and then you'll see deflation. And so we'll see if she's right on that. And I think a lot of people are calling for October to see that start to happen. So we'll see on that as well. But she's definitely, you know, she's got her core position she wants to build out, and she's building them out big time. She's, like she said in the video, she loves this environment. And so, you know, curious to see if you're basically having the core position she has. What you think about the Disney purchase? I thought that was interesting. I mean, I own it, so hey, why not go for it, right? Let me know what you think about I don't know, it's not a background, but you know, I'm here in Florida and it's nice weather and we're starting to get to summer times. I thought, yeah, I'll use my sunroom. I kind of like it. It feels good out here. And so what the heck, it's nice and relaxing to me. So anyway, hope you got some ideas. If you hadn't already, hit that like and subscribe button, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I'll end up seeing you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to use that affiliate link in the description down there to open an account with BlockFi and earn up to $250 of free Bitcoin, depending on your initial deposit, and also earn interest on all your cryptocurrencies, and also apply for the very popular credit card where you can also earn different types of rewards and free crypto as well, and also take loans out on your cryptocurrency at a very reasonable interest rate.